says it's hard to carry on when you feel all alone. Now I've swung back down again, it's worse than it was before. If I had seen such riches, I could live with being poor. I'll sit down, I'll sit down, I'll sit down, sit down next to me. Sit down, 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 in sympathy.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hello.
Guest tonight, the Lon Haired Yeti. Kept it a surprise, as we always like to do that on here. And we're going to have a chat. We're going to have a chat about the Arsenal-Man City game, and we're going to have a chat about the Nottingham Forest game. Before we get in, a couple of chats here. Lon Haired Yeti, thanks, Carl, your legend. And Carl is an absolute legend to me.
100%.
Wilson says, "Hi, Jez. Why do you say exactly the same things as Lee Gunner? I don't. Watched the stream earlier on Lee's show, and I didn't. But it's because we have a similar mindset, and we are going along the same track of what we want Arsenal to do. So it is not wrong, Richard, to agree with other people. That is what life is about at times. But go and watch some of the content, mate, because you'll see that I don't always agree with what Lee says. And if you watched live tonight, what Lee said, I disagree with Kenny tonight. And Kenny disagreed with me. So, yeah, get your facts straight, my friend.
Definitely. I mean, Jez, if I say I'm 50 years old and then you say I'm 50 years old, does that mean that you copy me?
Good point. Good point. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to make sense of this stupidity, like.
Yeah, exactly, man. I just don't get it sometimes, man. I really don't. I just find it's beyond belief. But Yeti, before we get into the game, you did a great watch along yesterday in.
Thank you.
I watched it. What can I just want to ask you this, man. What's the situation? What's going on with this new stream thing going down?
I've run out of StreamYard minutes already, so I had to use the Streamlabs instead. And up to now, I don't know how to actually get somebody else on it. I can get someone else on it because I had Fuzz on it, but he could hear me, but I couldn't hear him. So, unless you want to come on there and just sit there striking poses, then, that's exactly. Get voguing and all that, however it goes. I don't know, whatever. But, other than that, I can't hear you, and I don't think the stream can either. I need to work at it and check it out, work it out.
I actually heard, Yeti, that even though you've run out of minutes or hours or whatever it is on StreamYard, you can still stream. They won't cut you off.
It took my stream down.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It actually took it down.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Okay. Fair play, man. Fair play. We'll just get through some of these comments. Luke James, hi, Mama. Good evening to Mama. She's in the house. Eddie the Book Reaper, yo, Yeti, that sweater is legendary.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, you're
Carnage, mate. Carnage.
The old school gunner, good to see you, mate. Oh, 1-0 to the Arsenal. Yeah, George Graham settings, man. It's George Graham time. It really is. But we'll grind them out. We grind them. The celebrations of our YouTube channels have been so over the top that you'd think something extraterrestrial has occurred. It's mad. Yeah. And we know where that is happening. Mark Old School says Martinelli is a class act. Yeah, I've said it from day one, man. And Carl Rossi, Richard Huckle, Arteta in. Yeah, good to see you, mate. Richard Johnson, Jez, I was at Anfield 89. Shame we didn't meet there. I didn't see you. Okay, mate. Okay. Can you, Richard, can you show me something, mate, that I'm going to show you right now?
He was in his Mr. Blobby suit. That's why you didn't see him.
There you go, fella. That's my Anfield 89 programme. In 89, I was there. I don't believe you were there.
Right? Oh, that.
I don't believe you were there, fella. Because if you... I'll tell you what, mate. Tell me where you were in that stadium that night. Tell me where you were. If you can tell me that, I might believe you, but I probably won't, because I think you're talking absolute bollocks. At the end of the day, Anthony Herbert, big up, Jez, and yeah, you hope you're well. Yeah, good to see you,
Anthony.
We'll get into this in a minute. Evening, Anthony Herbert. Yeah, good evening, Richard. Yeah, well, you two are just a pair of clowns, really, aren't you? Right, Yeti. Let's get in some serious talk.
Yes, man.
Absolute arse wipes. Good game. Good game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed your watch along. And give me your opinion about it, man.
Well, to be honest, mate, I missed a lot of it because I was too busy talking to the chat about films and things like that. But I thought it was absolutely awesome. It's one of the best performances I've seen from us yet. I mean, we was all over them. We had so many chances to take that game. That rasper from Toffolo. I mean, beautiful. Morgan Gibbs-White, that big pass over the top from Murillo. Morgan Gibbs-White tries to lob the keeper, but it hits the post. So many good opportunities. Montiel, amazing volley, which unfortunately hits one of the Palace players and goes over. Johnston it was us against Johnston, basically. And I've even spoke to Diego, and he said exactly the same thing. At some points, I did think they were starting to get onto the game. And I've got to mention Murillo when he did that run through. That is amazing. I don't know if you've seen it, but watch the highlights, because he just runs through. He runs through everybody. And then if he'd have put the shot in either corner, then possibly scores. And it could have been like possibly a goal of the season, to be fair. I mean, I know it's too soon to say that, but then again, it's too soon to say you're winning the league, which you're doing now. So I suppose I can get away with it as well. But yeah, I thought it was excellent, mate. Honestly, really good going forward, really good attacking play. With a 1 year, it might have been different. But at the same point, Crystal Palace should have scored at the end. I mean, Mateta was clear.
Yeah.
And just put it past the post. So just one of them things, isn't it? But I'm really impressed with what we're doing. I mean, Dominguez was all over that pitch. I mean, if I was to rate him, I'd say 8, even a 9. In fact, I'd give that to most of them, to be honest, because I just thought it was excellent to a man. Chris Wood, yeah, holding the ball up a bit. So I suppose, yeah, maybe a 5. But yeah, I was overjoyed. Like I say, it was quality. It really quality. Unfortunately, we couldn't score though, so it ends up 0-0. But I'll take that. Away at Selhurst Park.
For a neutral like me, I really enjoyed it. I can't lie. I thought it was a great game, personally. There is. I just going to start this comment. Where has it gone? I mean, this is the classic comment, isn't it? The whole of AFC Anfield 89 as well, Jez. Yeah, I'm sure they were. Robbie Lyle was a loser. None of them were at Anfield 89, and I'll tell you for why, my friend. None of them had season tickets, because you never got a ticket for that game unless you had a season ticket. I
was there, Jez. I was there. I was in goal. I was in goal, mate, for Liverpool.
Yeah, you were. No, it wasn't Rob Lyle, was it? No, it was you. You know what I mean?
Me, mate.
These
with
people,
my handlebar moustache.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Jesus, hi, Jez. Big up, friend. Missed you a lot. Had a rough time. Sorry to hear that, my friend. Hope everything's getting better for you. What do you think about the war in Gaza for years, bro? I'm not going to answer that because I don't get into politic type things on this show. It's not
Fair
something
play.
I talk about. Doing it forever, Jez and Yeti, big up. Yeah, I mean, getting back to your game, I enjoyed it. I seriously did. It was interesting. And for me, watching your watch along at the time, I thought it was great fun. I have to say, it was great fun. Great view. Big up to you. Getting into the Arsenal game, it was a cagey start from both teams. It was like they were sussing each other out, which was interesting because I was worried at the time about what Arsenal were actually going to do. And I was like, whoa, we're playing into their hands. And as Arsene Manic says, Jez, did you see a Raya trying to hand them 3 early goals? Yeah.
Oh, mate, that was nasty.
This is what concerns this playing out the back. This was playing out the back.
I thought they was going to have you, mate. I'll be honest. I thought they was going to have you with that.
Yeah. I mean, that mistake that Alvarez Araya. I mean, dear God. I mean, I think my heart missed 10 beats because I could see it coming. But yeah, I mean, it's Will says, even Jez and Mr. Yeti, Jez, I'm jealous you were at Anfield 89. Bet the atmosphere when we went 2-0 up to win the league was incredible. It was something out there. Jimena says, Carl Rossi takes 1 to no 1. Don't know what that's about. Richie says, I swear I was there. I swear with my old man. Okay, fair play. Whereabouts were you in the ground, mate? Whereabouts were you in that ground? Because I will know.
Probably in one of the jail cells underneath it.
Macy says, big up, Jez. Win against Man City. Now we need to be ready for Chelsea. Yeah, look, I'm not that worried about Chelsea, to be honest. I'm not. They got lucky against Brighton, so I'm not that bothered. But it was a cagey start, mate, wasn't it? It was a cagey start. Raya looked very shaky at the start, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But as the game developed, he started to bloom. Maybe he was nervous. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
All professionals in any sport can get nervous. Yeah, maybe it was a bit tentative. But we have to make... I'm going to have to say this, right? When Partey came on, he made such a massive difference at midfield. You know, and again, we talked about this backstage, right?
Yeah.
Is Arteta playing mind games a little bit about Partey, Martinelli injuries? Is he sort of going down the Sir Alex Ferguson road of saying, oh, yeah, well, not sure we're going to have him?
Right? Yeah, possibly. But I think the thing that was worrying me really was seeing Martinelli on the bench, whereas we all know that Arteta will play a player that's not 100%. So I was kind of worried about, is he chucking him in because it's this game and stuff like that? I mean, obviously it proved not to be the case because, I mean, that guy was on fire when he came out. I mean, he was sort of, you know, I was so impressed with him. I hadn't seen him like that for a long time and he was absolutely brilliant. And same with Partey as well. He just fit straight in. And he was in a better position than what he normally is, right back. And you know, if Arteta learns anything from yesterday, stop putting Partey at right back because you know you're losing out in the midfield from what he can give you. So it makes no sense to do that. And he put the ball over the top, I believe, for the goal.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Lost my theme a bit there, but I was going to come to something. I've forgotten what I was going to say. I'm sorry. Arsene Manic says, Robbie apparently is under 50, so he would have been a teenager. I think he was somewhere in Jamaica back then. No idea, mate. No idea. Richard says, Jez, I've been going to see the Arsenal since 1980. I haven't seen you at the Emirates at all recently, mate. No, you won't, because I live a long way away from the Emirates now. And it costs me an absolute arm and a leg to get there. I don't like the Emirates anyway, because at the end of the day, it's a fishbowl. And I'm sorry, but I grew up with Highbury, having lived right opposite it for many years. I've got no time really for the Emirates. I've been there 50 odd times, I guess, but yeah, I don't like it. But respect to those that go. I've got no problem with that. I'll be honest with you, I prefer going to away games, Richard. I prefer.
Yeah, I am from Nottingham, mate.
John Foster says, you from Nottingham, Lon Haired Yeti?
Yeah.
I think he might be with the accent.
Yeah.
I think he might be. Mate says, I'm worried about Chelsea after the international break. Mate, I'm not. Be honest, I'm not. I honestly don't. Yeah, they're not scaring me. I was shitting myself about the game yesterday, seriously, but we got away with it. Now, Havertz, mate. Havertz came on, played in a 9 position, and he looked all right. He looked all right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this maybe where we've got to play this fella? I don't know. But he certainly looked, I mean, yeah, the point is, Yeti.
100% for me, mate. 100%.
The substitutions that Arteta made after Pep's, right? All 4 of them were involved, yeah? Martinelli, Tomiyasu, Partey, Havertz were all involved in that goal. And that says to me, was the starting lineup wrong, or was it clever? Was it clever in the fact that Arteta knew, that maybe, right, these players can't play the 90 minutes, right, because they've had whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring them on. Maybe I'm just putting this out there. Maybe Arteta's mind thought was, I'm going to wait and see what Pep Guardiola does, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to mix it, and it worked. If that was his tactic,
that's what he did, and fair play to him.
I respect, mate. I mean, give me your view. Give me your view on it.
Well, I mean, 100%. I mean, the defenders, the substitutions definitely changed the game. I mean, I'll be quite honest, mate. I mean, it was one of the most boring games I've ever seen in my life. And to be quite honest, if I could get hold of the DVD, I'd probably sell it as a cure for insomnia, to be honest, because I mean, I nearly did fall to sleep at one point until he brought Martinelli on and Havertz and the other guy, Tomiyasu, because Martinelli just brought the game to life, and you could see he just wanted to prove a point as soon as he got on there. It was like he'd sort of gone, Saka, hold my beer, I'm back, sort of thing. You know what I mean? And I just thought he was fantastic. The first shot he had, straight to Edison. Edison is a good keeper anyway. I thought he was absolute class. Honestly, Martinelli. So I think the substitutions he made was perfect, absolutely perfect, and it's what he needed to actually shake it up and try and get something different going up front. Because let's face it, I mean, you both was defending. It was looking like a 0-0, to be honest. It had 0-0 written all over it. But I think what you've got to take out of that game is the way both teams defended. And it was only a mistake at the end that cost one of you not the goal. But the way both teams defended in that game, Saliba, I mean, to be honest, Man City's probably ringing Arteta today and asking if he can get Haaland out of Saliba's pocket, because he was pretty much in there all the time. And then Haaland changed over to Gabriel, and he got no change from him as well. You didn't really see nothing from Haaland. But one thing I will say, and this is not doing you guys down in any way, they are not 100% top gear yet. There's so many times they did stuff that just wasn't normally them. You know what I mean? But you've got to beat what's in front of you. And it's probably a really good time to play Man City. I'm not buying all this. We was Rodri and all this, that, and the other. If that was such a big factor, it wouldn't have took that long for Arsenal to score, would it?
No. That's the point I made yesterday. I mean, Martinelli, let's be honest, it was a great shot, knocked the player over, deflected into the net. I mean, God, that bullet shot to the head must have hurt.
Oh, that.
If he hasn't got a black eye or a bruised cheek out of that, seriously.
Unfortunate for him as well, because I thought he played really well.
He did play well. Fair play to him. Goon Forever says, Jez, brilliant performance, defensive performance yesterday. We turned into George Graham Arsenal, reducing this man's team to 4 shots. Yeah, I totally agree with that statement, mate. I totally agree with that. And as I said on fan cam player ratings earlier on Lee's channel, sometimes you have to win ugly. You can't win all games of football, tippy-tap, beautiful football. You have to grind. Yeah. You have to grind Definitely. That out, man. And we did. And Definitely. Yeah, it was a fortunate goal. It wasn't a worldie, but it went in. And we won the game.
It's like I said to you, I mean, what we were saying last season about Arteta's got to get a plan B if he's going to move on. And to me, he's got a plan B now. Like I said to you before this stream started, you play a conservative game now. But what I do think that he needs to get into is the fact that, like when you're playing a Fulham or a Forest or whatever, one of the teams, Luton or anybody like that, I think you need to play that ball that you played last season. Put Havertz up front, keep your centre of midfield and everything the same as it was last season, with obviously Rice now as well, so you make it even stronger. Leave Havertz up front. If he can't score, then the midfielders will be able to score. Then just batter teams. Just batter the teams you can batter, and then just conservative the game out against teams that, might give you a game.
Yeah, totally agree on that one. Going to go through the chats here. Adam says Highbury was the place to be. Yeah, I mean, it's a different atmosphere, man. Different atmosphere. I just don't get. I mean, yesterday, to me, watching that Arsenal Man City game, the Emirates was so quiet.
It was, yeah, it was, yeah.
It was so quiet, and it was Odegaard. It was going to the fans like this,
Yeah. I've noticed something with that guy though. I've seen what you said on that stream earlier on about he's having a go at players and all this that, and it's something I've noticed on Odegaard over the last few games is when he's not actually at it and he's not playing that well, he jumps to the crowd and he's trying to G the crowd up and everything, and he also starts having a go at certain players as well. Because he wasn't great at all. I thought he was all right in the first half, but then. Well, I mean, he was all right. But there was one thing I did notice, and I don't know whether you noticed it as well, but there was a point where he was trying to press onto Manchester City, and he went like that to say to all of them, come on, same time, and they just did not listen to him at all. No. Rice needs that captaincy, in my opinion, because he was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was an interesting point, actually. Adam says, still no title since the move. Yeah, there you go. That says it all. When we were sold the dream, we were going to go to Ashburton Grove and we're going to compete with the best in Europe. Well, that certainly hasn't happened, has it, really? Carl says, keep smashing the lights up, people, please. Richard, I'm sure this is Pete Haywood, isn't it?
It is, of course it is. He said something earlier that you could tell it was him.
Yes, that's Pete.
You're not that bright. You're not that bright, Pete. We know who you are now. You're just
you're just too thick. You're too thick. Jez, you're a fake fan. Of course I am, mate. I am. Never been to a game in my life. Macy says Nani scored his first goal on his return to the Turkish Super League. Nico Carinti, is Yeti related to Robin Hood? I am from Sweden. I think Yeti can be relative to Robin Hood. Well, maybe. He's from Sherwood Forest.
He's me dad. Robin Hood's my dad, and I'm about 200 odd years old.
Yeah. Well, you do look it, mate. Let's be honest. I mean,
Hey, just give me some shit. Look.
Well, you got the thing on your head as well.
Yeah, I got the. Well, I'm undercover, you see, because the cat wants feeding, so I'm pretending it's not really me.
Ah, cool. Good move. Good move. Jamino says Havertz was decent in fairness, but he's still a woeful footballer, not good enough. Yeah, I agree with you to a point. I think he did a job yesterday. Fair play to him. He came on, played at 9, and I thought he was all right.
Yes, I think you're getting loads of ads keep coming up, mate.
I'm getting loads of what?
Loads of ads. Mama Flossie's just said, "What's with all these ads?"
Right. Yeah, it's a new experiment. I do apologise. It was something that YouTube are asking us to do. I will edit it because I don't know how it's going to work, to be honest.
Well, YouTube Premium, if you've got that, don't show them because I've got that.
No, if it's annoying, please put it in the chat because I'll change it. I'll change it because I don't want people to be annoyed. It's something that YouTube, StreamYard, whatever, do. John says, big up Jess, this channel is only going to get bigger. Hopefully, mate. Hopefully. But let's get back into this.
Yeah.
Please, in the chat, tell me if the ad thing is annoying. Because if it is, I'll turn it off for the next stream. I'm trying to find if anybody's saying that because it is important to me.
Yeah, your ad blocker won't work for it.
The ad what? The ad blocker?
Yeah, there's ad blockers, but they won't work for it. They'll just sort of give you a dark screen or actually kick you off.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll amend it for the next time. Guna says, Jess, this result means nothing if we don't win the Premier League. Absolutely. It's basically a nice result. First time in 13 games. But if you don't kick on from that, and Anthony's come up with the point I was just going to come to now. Tony Clark, Gunner TV, good to see you, my friend. Jez, I want to see you, mate. On if this win against sent a message to all of our opposition for the title. No, I don't think it did, mate. Anthony, yeah, this is the.
You're reading like you're 200 years old, Jez.
I feel like I'm struggling.
Touche, mate. Touche.
Anthony says Man City should have been down to 10 men. Right. Now, controversial. Kovacic. Right. His tackle. Right. To me, that was a yellow card, possibly a red. The second one on Rice, 5 minutes later, that's a red card for me. That's a double yellow.
The first one's red. The first one's red all day. I mean, I was watching that Beckham thing the other day where he was for England, and if that's a red, then that Kovacic was a red. I'm sorry, but you're not in control of your tools or whatever, like they say in the UFC. And he just took his ankle. And like you say, if that's not a red, then the next one on Declan Rice is on the back of his ankle. So that's got to be a yellow, 100%.
Well, didn't we watch what was it last weekend? Who was the tackle against it was a double yellow. What game was it?
What was that? Yeah, I can remember.
Oh God, who was it? Was it against Palace?
I think so. Yeah. Well, Guimaraes got away with one yesterday as well. He should have gone off.
Who?
Guimaraes.
Yeah.
He got a card and then he went flying into somebody else, and it should have really been a red. These refs don't know what they're doing, mate. To be honest.
And this is the point, right? Yeti, I'm going to ask you about this now, right? It seems to me, mate, that the standard of refereeing has dropped so badly that they're almost. It seems that they're almost afraid to make the decisions, because when he gave that yellow card, right, to Kovacic, the VAR were looking at it to see whether it's a red card.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, right, we need to stop this. The referees need.
Why do you need VAR for that? I mean, it was obvious.
Yeah, I mean, you're the referee, man. You're in control of the game. You are the judge and you are the jury. Make the bloody decision. Get on with the spotting game. It's an interesting comments coming here. Some people are getting these ads, some aren't. So
yeah, I know. I've just seen that. Are they on? Can I just ask the people that's not getting the ads? Are you on YouTube Premium? Because if you are, you won't get ads.
Ali D says, Mama Flossie, same here, works great for all YouTube ads. So that means you're not getting them, I guess. Just I find it annoying because when you're having a discussion, the ads pop up. Right, I'm going to turn it off.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to turn it off. I can't do it now. I'm sorry, because I'm live. But I will turn it off. It was something. It was something that is being come up for YouTubers in StreamYard, that you can actually now do this. But if it's annoying to people, I'll turn it off at the end of the day. Stephen Babstar, hi mate, how are you? Well, good old Diesel. Yeah, I was watching him earlier, man. And this means we are still in the top race. That's all. Yeah, we're in it.
Yeah.
Don't know. Warren's team talk. Hi, Jez and Yeti. Diesel sent us. Tommy, tell you who loves you. Ah, mate, he's going to keep that quiet.
Yeah, secrets out.
Mama, I
Diesel and sorry.
Go on, mate. Go on.
Jez and Diesel sitting in a tree. KISSING.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. Mama, I'm sorry. It's so annoying. Yeah, I do apologise. It was an experiment, and if it's I will turn it off. I can't do it now because I'm live, but I will. Darren says 2 yellows. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, it was all day for me. Hang on, sorry. Carl says should have been a straight red, and I'm a butcher when it comes to my views on physicality. Yeah, all day long. First one, studs high, back of the calf, leg. Yeah. First one, on his ankle. He could have broke his bloody ankle.
Yeah, it was crazy. But then you've got to look at Nketiah's wild diving on the Tottenham keeper. I mean, that was a red all day.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that didn't get anything. But, I mean, and you'd probably liked for Nketiah to get suspended for 3 matches because he wouldn't have played yesterday if he had.
Well, I'll be quite happy about that, to be fair. Because let's get into that. Let's get into that. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie Nketiah. I'm sorry to have to say it. As an Arsenal fan, I will support any player, but he is absolute crap.
Yeah.
He's in the wrong place. He tackled his own captain in Man City's 18-yard box when he's offside.
Yeah.
He's offside. And you can see Odegaard is saying, fuck off.
Yeah.
And you can see when he did that, right, Odegaard turned away from him and you can see he was absolutely pissed off of him.
He's terrible, mate. Honestly, he's terrible. I don't understand how he's even in an Arsenal shirt, and I certainly don't understand how he's in number 14. Well, I was in their chat yesterday, and I was just winding everybody up and saying he's the best 14 you've ever had, which went down like a bag of spanners, which I was hoping it would. But, I mean, you can't have a player like that. I mean, the shot he had, I mean, even the commentator was trying to make it sound better than it was. Oh, yeah, it was only just past the post. Only just past the post. If the post was in London and his shot was from Nottingham, yeah, that would have been just past the post. It was miles away, man. It went the opposite way. You're supposed to sort of curl it in, not curl it at. I mean, sorry, mate, but that guy's not. Well, you know it. I mean, I don't have to say sorry. That guy is just not it. And I tell you what, you ain't winning titles and stuff like that with that waste of space in the centre. So he's just not worth it. He needs to drop to Sheffield United or something like that, or he's just not it. Not it at all.
Right. Okay. Sorry, mate, but yeah, the ads are obviously fucking this channel up right now. It seems to be all over the place. Some people are getting them, some aren't. And Drew says I keep having to refresh the chat too. Right. Well, I'm gonna have to sort that out. I'll turn it off when I can. I'll turn it off because I don't. I like the flow.
Do you want to stop and restart?
I don't know if
because the thing is, if every time that we're speaking, they can't see it.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. Fucking hell, there we go. Right.
Darren Sullivan says, I've heard Forest have made a 50 million bid for Eddie. Darren, I'm just wondering, did you wake up and eat your cornflakes after you read that?
Right. I think I've turned it off, so I hope that works. I think I've turned it off. So let me know, people. I apologise. It's out of my control, but I think I've turned it off. Gary Neville described one of the fouls as orange. I mean, what a clown is he? Ex-professional footballer. Come on, man. There's no orange. It's yellow or red. Jesus Christ, man. Seriously. Getting back to what we were talking about. I'm getting distracted because of this bloody ad thing.
Yeah.
Declan Rice. Let's get back to him. I thought he was my man of the match personally. I thought he was absolute class. Some of the tackles he made yesterday, absolute world class in my book.
Yeah.
Totally controlled what was going down. And once we brought on Partey, took off Jorginho. I mean,
Rice also saved the goal as well on the goal line.
Yes, great header. Great.
Ray was flapping, so he actually saved a goal. I thought he was amazing. He was everywhere. He was all over the place. Absolutely amazing. And maybe he should be playing in that position from now on. You know what I mean? In my opinion, anyway. And like I say, chuck bloody behemoth idiot up front. You know, I mean, even the behemoth idiot, has scored goals at some point, not like Nketiah.
Yeah. I mean, I love that comment. Carl says there's more charts of an AFTV member actually being at Anfield 89 game than Nketiah turning up for a match. About right. Oh, they were all there, mate. They were all there back in the time. They were all there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I had photographs of a lot of them. He's back again. Yeah, he's back again in a minute. Look at this one. He's back. Craig. It's now Craig. He's changed his name to Craig.
You're a fake fan.
Proper Arsenal. You don't go to any games. No. I've been to 2,585 of them, though. Since so, yeah, I'm a fake fan, brother. Fake fan. Honestly, these people make me laugh. They really do. They've probably never been to a game in their life.
No.
It is what it is, man. How many times, Craig, have you been to the City Ground? You probably don't even know what the City Ground is, to be honest. Be fair, but there you go. It is what it is. Livy Smile, it's a YouTube issue. It's been happening all day, has it? Right, okay.
Thanks for the views, though, all you prats that keep coming in and making stupid comments.
Yeah, it helps the algorithm. That's not a problem.
Make sure you hit the like before you get your ass booted out.
Yeah. and sub as well, because that helps. And then
Yeah. So
whatever. Right, yeah. I'm totally losing the track tonight because of this advert.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Jorginho, mate.
Mm.
Sideways, sideways, backwards, backwards, sideways, sideways, backwards, backwards. There was a point in that game, right? We're literally on the edge of their, well, that's 10 yards away from the 18-yard box, right?
Mm.
He passes it out to Odegaard. Odegaard passes it back. He then passes it out to Trossard. Trossard passes it back, and he puts it all the way back.
Yeah, yeah. Did
Okay.
it all the time, didn't he? Did it
What?
all the time.
Why? Why?
Well,
You're
it's
man. Have a shot.
it's a player that's knows, it's just a simple, it's the easy way into it. I mean, and then he got a yellow card because Foden got by him. Whereas I think personally, yes, he had to take that, but I think the other players should have pushed up to stop Foden as well, so he didn't get the yellow card. Although you probably want him having a yellow card so to get his arse off anyway, because he was just looking old and just didn't have any of the quality that he used to have or anything like that, and he was just passing back, and that to me is just safe play. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest. I didn't notice a great deal about him, and that normally tells me something about a player in a football match.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry,
Big up,
but
Connor.
he reminds me very much of how Granit Xhaka was in his, before he had his ultimate season last year, where I thought he was class. And I just had no respect for him, Granit Xhaka, at all. He had a great season, but then we can also look at the fact that we had a great season with Van Persie, and then he saw the club had no ambition, and I respect him for it. He decided, Wenger was like, "Well, you're not going anywhere, mate. I'm off. I want to win something."
I think Xhaka was playing for a move, to be honest. That's why he had a good season last season. I said that last season as well. Yeah, exactly. And you don't say no to the wife, do you?
Well, I don't. That is for sure. You know what I mean? I'll lose out on that one all day long. But let's have a chat about this. I think one of the things what Arsenal achieved yesterday, right? And I'll be interested to see how many people agree with me on this. Arsenal sort of disrupted Man City's style of play. They stood off and gradually came into the game. They looked a totally different team in the second half. I think because whatever was said at half time, I guess it was probably the Arsenal photographer, because he seems to be the main man that talks to the Arsenal players, as according to that video that all or nothing, and we won all or nothing, so that was great. It looked like to me that Arsenal came out with intensity in the second half, a little bit better than the first. So they actually started to come on to Man City a little bit, and Pep saw that, right? Pep saw that, and he decided, right, I'm going to mix it up here a little bit, and he did. But then Arteta went, right, okay, I can see what you're doing, fella. He changed it, I think those substitutions, Yeti, the Arsenal ones, right, made a massive difference. Changed the game, I think.
Definitely, 100%. I mean, the first half, it's like you were sort of sitting back, but then sort of like pressing at the right times. And you didn't give them any space. You didn't give them any time. I think if you had have actually sort of gone for them, they would have probably opened you up. But I didn't think there was that on it yesterday, to be honest. Was that down to Arsenal's performance, or was that down to Man City? I don't know. But the fact of the matter is you kept Haaland quiet, so he was never there to hit. because Saliba was just all over him like a cheap suit. So, you know, he was never going to be able to get away in that respect. There was 1 or 2 times he got it, and then he just, you know, because his concentration had gone, he just miscontrolled it and everything. I think Arsenal played the correct way, because, like I say, if you had have opened up, I think they would have really ran through you, to be honest. So I think it was clever. It was clever from Arteta. He decided to try and play him in a different way, because there's no point keep trying to play him in the same way and keep getting beat. So he tried something different, and it actually worked. And then as soon as he put the substitutions on, you had an attacking presence then, and they tried to put Doku on, who you handled superbly, to be honest. I mean, because he likes to drop a shoulder and just get off, and you know, you was all over him, you were stopping him, you were putting your foot in. So that was perfect against him. The other one, Nunes, he didn't really get a lot in the centre of midfield, and then it was all Martinelli for me. I mean, as soon as he came on, he was just on a different planet. You could see, you know, we ain't leaving this game without a win. Like you've already said, my biggest disappointment with yesterday was your fans were so quiet. Yeah. Until you actually scored that goal. There was not a lot of noise at all, which I thought, you know what, that's where you need to get behind you boys. That's how we stayed up last season, because we was behind the team all the time and it was spurring them on. So, you know, that was a little bit disappointing, but I know a lot of fans can be like that anyway. I mean, as soon as you scored, I mean, there was nothing but noise, which is obvious anyway. But yeah, I mean, I think Arteta got it bang on, to be honest. I think it was evident to see when he walked up to Pep at the end and they just shook hands, didn't really look at each other in the eye, you know, but you could see with Arteta, there was like a little smirk, you know, as if, yeah, got one on you. And I'm going to say another thing as well, right? And I'm going to put this on both of you, because I don't care about, you know, Tottenham or Arsenal. I don't care about Arsenal, but not as much as Forest, obviously. But I actually, I understand Spurs celebrating a draw like they did, because they've never got anything at the Emirates. So I totally understand that. Same as I totally understand the way you guys celebrating that win yesterday, because you've never had anything against City. So, you know, apart from obviously the fucking dinner plate, but you know, I mean, so I've got to respect that. I mean, come on, you're gonna be happy about it. It's not saying that you're gonna win the league or anything. I still think it'll be City's at the end of the day, but you know, but yeah, I mean, I respect that. I know some of the channels are going well over the top. You know, you've already won it, and that's the beast defeated noise. I mean, they're just absolute prats, to be honest, and just make you lot look stupid, to be honest, and make you one of the 8 most hated fan bases on the planet at the minute.
Yeah, totally agree with you. I mean, it's been proven today. We've had a few of the arse wipes in the chat already. And there's a comment here, good comment, actually. Arsenal Manic says, do you think Timber will be back after Xmas? No, I don't, mate. I think if he has done his crucial ligament, he'll be out. I don't think we'll see him again anytime soon, to be honest. Because that's a bad injury that takes a lot of healing. Because if you remember John Barnes when he did his, maybe you don't. But he came back way too soon, and he was never the same again. Never the same player ever again, and basically ruined his career. I mean, his career was winding down, which is a little bit different with this young lad, Jurriën Timber. He's a young lad. He's got a big future ahead of him. So I want Arsenal to take every single precaution. To look after him, let him get back to strength, get him the best physios that we need to help him out, because it's a known fact. I'm not a skier, right? But I do know people go skiing. A mate of mine, he was quite a top level skier. he was quite decent. He wasn't Olympic standard, but he was a decent skier. He could do the black runs and all that ilk. He snapped his ACL and had to get flown home from France. He was competing in a amateur, semi-amateur level, professional level type thing. Never could move his knee ever again the same.
No. Oh, no, they're big injuries, aren't they?
Surgery. Look at Gaza. When Gaza did his ACL. Yeah. Never the same player again after that. So, we have to be careful with these sort of things. 44 teams TV, massive win yesterday. Martinelli was class. And even Havertz held the ball up so much better than Nketiah. Absolutely.
100%. I mean, if that was Nketiah, he would have turned and tried to shoot them.
Nketiah to me is a ball in a china shop. Useless. Bloody useless. I mean, people were saying it yesterday. He couldn't even get in the championship side lead squad.
No.
Couldn't get a game there in the championship. So why the hell is he leading the line at Arsenal in the Premiership?
Exactly. And why is he in an England shirt as well?
Will he start? I doubt it.
But that's it. Don't even deserve a shirt.
I don't even know why he bothers picking the man, to be honest. He's just wasting fucking time. And he says, even to you, my friend, I hope you're well. And Arsenal Manic says, at Taib Hassan, you're repeating that joke again. Yeah, he should go on the stage, man. He should go on the stage.
To be honest, I'll tell you what, Jez, right? If you strengthen in January the way that you need to strengthen, who knows? Who knows? If you get Tony and probably Neto and then a few other really good in-depth players, then, who knows what's going to happen. I still think it's going to be City's because I think you'll still be building as you buy those players. But
I think Arsenal have really. I don't know whether Yeti. I don't know whether they'll do it, man. But I think if we go and knock on the door of Brentford and say we want Ivan Toney, they're going to want big money. And I think Arsenal have got to bite the bullet and say, "Yeah, okay, how much do you want?" If
he wants out anyway, mate. So he's definitely going to somewhere.
Well, hopefully he'll come to Arsenal because he can stay in London. But Chelsea may come knocking as well, and that could be an issue. Tottenham could come knocking as well. That could be an issue. So
you'll be different class, mate, if you had him up front.
Oh, absolutely. We haven't got that striker. I've been saying this for 2.5, maybe 2.5 years. We haven't got an out-and-out striker. It's going to get you 20 goals a season. And if you're in the Champions League, you need a player that's going to bang 20-plus goals. Because
100%.
Otherwise, leading the line with Nketiah, how many goals has he scored this season? 1.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
Ridiculous.
Not good enough, man. Abel says, thank you for your super chat, my friend. Timber's career is ruined. Will never be the same player. Well, hopefully with the right and if we don't rush him back and I don't care if I don't see him till next season. I'd rather that, right? I'd rather that. But arrogance of Arsenal Football Club. We got rid of Tierney when we should have held on to him because we know our defenders get injured. We know that. It won't be long before Tomiyasu's out again. He'll get cropped because he's that sort of player. And we're back to Zinchenko. But it's actually a point I want to come on to before we wrap this up. Do you think, Yeti, Saliba actually pocketed Haaland yesterday? Because he actually took him out of the game at one point without tackling.
100%. I mean, you can turn around and say that Haaland's not on it at the minute, which I've read everywhere, here, there, and everywhere. But the fact of the matter is if that guy gets a sniff, he scores. He didn't get a sniff, and that's why he didn't score. He's only going to get off that if he's on this bad run. He's only going to get off that by scoring. You could see it was completely in his head from the start. You can just see it. He couldn't. He weren't controlling the ball very well or anything. He was just totally in his head. And like I say, he went over to Gabriel. I think Saliba's quality. I do honestly. I think Saliba's absolute quality.
I totally agree with you. I think it proved it when we brought him back from having been out in 2 years on loan. When he came back last season, he was absolute class. Says Tommy Assu won't get into Jez. He started his sushi diet. Fair enough. Hendon Guna says, Arsenal manager, I think you can still access Bellerin's YouTube vids on his knee rehab after his ACL. Yeah, I mean, look what happened to him. Bellerin did his ACL, never the same player ever again. Was never quick as he was. I mean, he was whippet quick. Chris says Saliba pocketed Haaland, but also Haaland was awful. Yeah, he wasn't great, but Saliba, I think, absolutely. Excuse me.
But if he was against someone like Sheffield United, it wouldn't have been awful. You know, sometimes with the way that Saliba handled him last time, that must have been in the back of his mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's going to make a difference as well.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with them, man. We're going to whip. Ugh, I can't speak today. We're going to wrap this up shortly.
You're going to whip what? What are you going to whip? I don't think that's for stream, is it?
We're going to rip this up. Carl says Saliba's absolute peach for centre back, so strong, decently quick, and as calm as a meditating monk. Yeah, he is. He's total class, man. And Yeti, I want you to shout your stream out, man. What you've got coming up.
Yeah, cheers for having me on as well. Well, tomorrow I'm starting a new thing, episode 1 of View from the Cave, which is going to be all about all the games this weekend, just talking through them, and involving the chat and everything like that. Also be doing gaming and things like that, World of Warcraft and all that kind of thing. I was streaming that, and also I'm going to be doing a show where it's basically for people who are having issues or problems. I can't do that one yet because I've got no StreamYard, and until I can sort out the Streamlabs and get people on there, I won't be able to do it. But it's going to all be there so that you can come in and tell us your issues and your problems and things like that. If you come and start prattling around, you'll be out, because at the end of the day, my channel's all about quality over quantity. If you're not the sort of person that I want in there, you won't be in there. End of story. But yeah, it's Lon Haired Yeti's Cave. Sub to me, please, and sub to Warren's Team Talk and all the other guys, because we've got a brilliant community going. You know, if you can, make sure you check out that channel, that show on Arsenal history and more by haters and trolls. Might be able to help you out, or any of us might be able to help you out. So, just let us know and we'll sort it out. Cheers, Jess. Thanks for having me on as well.
Pleasure, man. You're always welcome. You know that. And you're quite right. You're quite right. We do have, as tubers, an amazing community with Warren, you, Lee, Diesel, Northside, and TJ Warren, and all these amazing people that put the content out there, that support each other, and we get great guests on. We all rotate. Tony Claude, everybody goes around. You know, it's a family. I like to think of it as a family, and the fact that everybody supports each other. It was a great stream last Thursday with Lee, Kenny, yourself, Yeti, and Warren. It was a tough one. It was a tough one, I won't lie, but I think we got the point out there. And I hope if you haven't watched it, people go and watch it, because it's very important to see how hate, trolls, bigotry, whatever you want to call it, can affect a young person. And it should be stamped out. Unfortunately, I can't see it happening. But the point about it is, if we as older, more experienced people who've been through life a little bit more, can put it out there so people can understand and get some help. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's a 100%. Tough world out there nowadays, and I'd hate to be a young person at this point in life. I mean, I've got grandkids, and God knows what the world's going to be when they're 16, 17. I dread to think. Guna Forever says Jez Raya slowed the game down for us, which suited us better. Where if Ramsdale was in goal, he would have played it quickly, which would have suited Man City even more. That's a great point, actually. That's a great point, because what he did, interesting points of that game. Hot Fuzz, good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you, mate.
He stood at the edge of the 18-yard box with his foot on the ball. And I'm thinking, come on, man, come on. But he was playing a clever game. He was trying to direct his midfield to do something. My only concern with that is, Yeti, he did it quite a few times. I'm thinking, shit, man, you're going to get a yellow card for time wasting.
I was thinking that. And he did time waste a hell of a lot as well.
He did.
But nobody's moving, but that's not the point. I mean, at the end of the day, the game should carry on. I mean, and what was it? Only 5 minutes, like, extra time. It's like, that was a little bit weird in a sense. But the thing is, with Raya, there was only really Alvarez that was shutting him down. I mean, and that first time he shut him down, he very nearly, if the deflection had gone the other way, it was in the net. You know what I mean? And then they kind of just stopped doing it. It was kind of weird how they just all of a sudden stopped doing it. But just one thing I want to clear up, because I saw it in the chat. Mama Flossie says, so is the date off then? Yeah, the date's off because I'm washing my hair and I'm also washing my beard. So sorry, I won't be able to make it on that one.
God's sake. Fair play. At least you got hair to wash, man. Respect you.
So far.
Jack says, hi, Jez, mate, bro. Now's you two today. When I'm fine, mate. Hope you're well. I think it was only 4 minutes of extra time. Strange, even the time added in other games. Yeah, it was a bit weird. It was a little bit weird. I mean, I didn't know how they quite worked it out. Adam says the ball's still in play technically. Okay, I'll go with that. Arsenal Manic says, I like the keeper, Raya, but I want Ramsdale to play too. I rate Ramsdale highly. Can you rotate keepers in the Premier League? Or does it have to be... No, you can rotate him, man. He could play. He could play in the next game against Chelsea. It's not a problem. It's not just competition wise. I mean, Ramsdale started the first 3 games, 4 games of the Premier League. So he's in the squad. Basically, any player in the squad can play, unless they're cup tied. Raya couldn't play against Brentford because he's on loan from Brentford. So technically, he's not allowed to play. But that's by the by. Andy says, what do you work at, Yeti?
Me, mate, I'm MI5. I drink Stella Artois on the rocks, and it's shaken and not stirred.
Fair play.
I'm like James Bond, mate.
Yeah. Right, guys, everybody's watched. Thank you very much. If you're new in here, smash the sub. If you're watching on playback, please hit the likes. It helps. we've had a good show. Great comments tonight, I have to say to the chat. Great. Apologies about the adverts. Out of my control. I've turned them off. Hope it didn't spoil the show. I'll take a look into it. Apparently, it's been happening on a lot. It's a new thing that YouTube and StreamYard have brought in, and I'm not so sure it's a good thing. So I don't think it'll be happening again.
I'll be honest with you, Jez. Now I know what it actually is. When I used to do Twitch streaming and stuff like that, and I was on other people's Twitch streams, it's not a good thing. And I'll tell you why it's not a good thing, because people in the chat ask you a question, and when you answer it, an advert comes on.
Yeah, not good.
You know what I mean? So I never found it a good thing on that either. So, you know.
Well, hopefully I've turned it off now. What it was, let me try and explain. It was a new thing that YouTube and StreamYard brought it. No, not forget YouTube. It was about StreamYard brought this new thing in that you could monetize. You've been able to do this forever. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that always monetize their channels before they go live. So as soon as you click on their channel, you get an advert, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. I have never done that because I don't like doing it. I'd rather do that once the channel's stopped. So if you're watching it on playback, then you get the adverts because that's how I and my channel earn a few pounds.
Yeah.
What StreamYard have now allowed you to do is to do it, and you can set the timing of the adverts. Right, you can actually set intervals, and I just went in. I didn't really know what I was doing. I won't lie, and I set it at 6 minutes because Lee, when I was on his show early, he said, "Go and give it a go, Jez. See how it works." I'll set mine at 6 minutes. Now he's a far more.
So Lee's using you as a guinea pig.
Absolutely no. He did it himself.
Yeah, if it screws Jez's channel up, then I'll do it. If it don't,
he did it as an experiment tonight. He said, "Give it a go, see if it works, see what feedback you get." And I went, "Yeah, I'll give it a go." Obviously, it affected some people. It didn't affect others. I don't understand why, but I've turned it off now. So once we finish this stream, I'll then do the monetization bit, and we'll basically take it from there. So anyway, people, we're going to do the outro. Thanks all for watching. Yeti, thank you for coming on once again, my friend.
Anytime, mate. Thanks everyone in the chat as well. You've been absolutely awesome. Thanks for having me on, Jez. Always a pleasure, you know that.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say, as it's getting to the time of year, I'm putting it out there. I am going to be doing a Christmas show where I can have 9 guests on. Right?
He's going to be dressed as Santa Claus.
I might do. Or actually, I might get the wife to dress up as Mama Santa Claus.
I'll dress up as Rudolph.
Yeah. I remember going to a party, right, at the pub once, and my wife had a Santa Claus lady, Mrs. Santa Claus, right? And she had this little short thing on and all the laughing tackle. And
Are you going to get through the stream if she's got that on?
A bit old for that now, man. But there you go. Just do some chats here very quickly. Mama says, I haven't had any more, Jez. Good to hear that. Are you on the Shiraz? I am on the southwestern Australian Shiraz. No, southeastern, I lie. So there we go. Red Bull, if I like your channel, I don't mind a couple of ads because I can use that time to get another drink. Fair play. No, I'm going to turn it off, man. Hopefully I can. Hopefully I have. Hope I can. I don't know. It may be once you turn it on, you can't. But and Carl says I'll dress up as Win the Dog.
Win the Dog.
Get Pete on the show, mate. I've offered him so many times.
Love to.
I've offered that man so many times to come on, and he admitted, I don't want to show myself on YouTube because he's a coward. He's a little coward. Adam says, dress up as George Graham. All the Faints fans won't recognise you.
True.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, but anyway, just putting that out there. I'm going to have some great guests on. I might have a round robin type of thing. I'm not going to have people come on without knowing who they are and without showing their faces and all that, because I don't have that. I don't like that. So it might be, because there's so many YouTubers out there, that it might be a factor of 10 minutes per person. I don't know. I haven't worked it out yet, but it's going to be fun.
Spawn there for Cole.
Yeah, at least Pete wouldn't need a costume. He has a built-in prick suit. Yeah, absolutely.
I tell you what, guys. I ain't said this yet, but I don't know if you've watched this, Jess, but everybody in the chat as well. Watch Violent Night. Violent Night is a brilliant Christmas movie.
I've seen it.
Have you? Oh, it's class, man. Absolutely. It's like Die Hard meets Santa Claus Christmas, or whatever them films are called. Brilliant
Have you
movie.
watched a film called Night of the Witch?
I don't know. I don't think I have, actually. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it's set in Canada. It's a lot of kids. It's Halloween. And they go to this house. I recorded it. I've lost it. And I've never been able to find it since. And basically, they go to this house. I won't, if you can find it somewhere, I won't ruin it for you. It's a brilliant horror film.
I'll have to have a look. He does sound familiar, actually, but I'm not sure whether I've actually seen it.
Night of the Witch, or it's The Night of the Witch. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll check it out. I watched the new Saw. That's good. I enjoyed the new Saw.
Anyway, guys, going to round it up. Going to do the outro. I will have a chat with a lot of people, Yeti, other people about a Christmas show. We'll probably do that 23rd December, whatever. I can't do it Christmas Eve. I've got a lot of family coming, and I'll be inundated with grandchildren, kids, and all that crap. But we're out of it. Thanks for watching, everybody. And
Jez, I'll come along, mate, and jingle me balls. I mean me bells. I meant me bells.
Yeah, well, you know, you're coming on, man. You're coming on. You're in. You're in, man. No question about that. Man. And take care, everyone. We're out here. Enjoy.
Bye.